All right, let's jump right in. Over the next few minutes, we're going to actually workshop a 90-day plan for your career. I'm going to show you why having too many interests isn't a weakness, but actually your greatest survival strategy. Together, we're going to design a 3-skill stack that'll make your career immune to automation and, yeah, fundamentally unbreakable. Let's do this.
So, let's start with a really crucial gut check question. If your entire industry just vanished tomorrow, what is your plan? Honestly, for a lot of us, the answer is a pretty terrifying blank space. That feeling of vulnerability, that's exactly what we're tackling today. This isn't just theory. We are building your personal redundancy plan right here, right now.
So this slide basically lays out the whole problem and the solution in one image. Over on the left, you've got the traditional I-shaped career, one single deep pillar of expertise. And yeah, it looks strong, but it's a single point of failure. One shock to the system, like a new AI model that does your job, and that whole structure just cracks. But on the right, you see the M-shaped career. It's more like a resilient bridge built on multiple pillars. Our goal is to make you unbreakable by building more than one support.
Okay, so to build that M shape, first we have to understand why that old I-shaped model is basically a trap. The rules we were all taught about our careers, they are officially broken. In this quote right here, it just gets to the heart of it. The I-shaped model, it was built for what you'd call a kind environment. Think of it like a game of golf, where the rules never change and you can just perfect that one swing over and over. That world absolutely rewarded digging one single deep hole of expertise. The thing is, we just don't live in that world anymore. We now live in what's called a wicked environment. And that isn't just a cool-sounding name. It's a real term for a system where the rules are constantly shifting under your feet. Entire industries are being completely rewritten by algorithms every 6 months. In a world like this, relying on what worked yesterday is pretty much the riskiest thing you can do. This image really shows the core danger, you know? In this wicked environment, the I-shaped specialist is the most fragile person in the room. When your one deep skill can be automated or your whole industry gets disrupted, you risk becoming obsolete. That desire you have for multiple interests, it's not a failure to focus. It's a survival instinct telling you to build a safety net. So, how do we build that safety net? Let's get into the M-shaped mindset and see how what you thought was a weakness is actually your greatest strategic advantage. You know, if you're one of those people with a graveyard of half-finished hobbies, you've got the guitar in the corner, the half-coded website on your laptop, society might have told you you're unfocused. But listen, this is not a defect. It's a symptom of a highly adaptive mind. It is time to stop apologizing for that curiosity and start weaponizing it. Now, this is really important. The M shape isn't about being a dabbler, a jack of all trades and master of none. Not at all. It's about building multiple pillars of genuine skill, 2 or 3 areas where you become truly proficient. The magic, the real innovation, happens in that bridge of curiosity that connects them. That's where you find ideas that a pure specialist will never, ever see. Here's a simple but really powerful example to make this concrete. Imagine a web developer who used to be a beekeeper. Okay? A pure coder looks at a problem and just sees lines of code. But the beekeeper turned coder. They understand organic systems, emergent behavior, complex networks, in a way a pure specialist just can't. This ability to apply insights from one world to a totally different one is called far transfer. And believe me, it is a creative superpower. All right, that's enough theory. Let's actually get to work. Right now, we are going to build your 3 pillars. So go ahead and grab a pen and paper or open a new note on your computer because this part is all about you. Pillar number 1 is your foundation, a high-leverage technical skill. This is a hard skill that pretty much every single business needs. Think data analysis, accounting, getting really good at Excel, or project management. This is your anchor. It makes you immediately and obviously valuable no matter what the market is doing. Okay, it's your turn. Go ahead and pause this explainer and just think for a minute. What is one technical skill you either have or you could realistically commit to learning in the next 90 days? It doesn't have to be perfect, just practical. Is it finally mastering pivot tables in Excel or maybe taking an online course in digital marketing? Just write one down. Now. Awesome. Now for pillar 2, the human bridge. This is where you connect your technical skill to the real world, using abilities that AI just can't replicate. It's your talent for putting information together, for connecting unrelated ideas, that far transfer thing we talked about, and for communicating really complex ideas in a simple way. This is what makes your technical skill uniquely yours and incredibly powerful. Time to pause again. What is your unique synthesis skill? Are you a great writer or speaker? Do you just naturally see patterns and connections that other people miss? Think about a time you had to explain a complex idea to someone and they got it. What skill were you using? Write that down. That's your human bridge. And now for our final pillar, and honestly, this might be the most important one of all, cognitive stamina. There's a Japanese concept called Ichigo Zami, and it means the mastery of doing one thing at a time with total undivided attention. In an age of infinite distraction, your ability to do deep, focused work is a rarer and more valuable asset than any degree you could ever get. Okay, one last pause. How are you going to build this pillar of focus? Be really specific. It could be something like 15 minutes of mindfulness meditation each morning, or blocking out 2 hours of deep work on your calendar 3 times a week. It could even be as simple as leaving your phone in another room until lunch. Write down one specific, repeatable practice. Great. You should have 3 pillars written down now. You've just designed the entire architecture of your M-shaped career.
But, a blueprint is useless without an action plan. So let's make this real with a 90-day plan that actually works and prevents you from getting overwhelmed.
The secret here is something we call the season system. You cannot build all 3 pillars at once. I mean, you can try, but it just leads to burnout. Instead, you practice serial mastery. You choose just one of your pillars to focus on. Then you dedicate a 90-day season to it. After those 90 days, you move on to the next pillar for the next season. It's a series of focused sprints, not some endless marathon.
And to make this all work, you need a crucial mindset shift. This quote right here, this is your new mantra. That guitar you only learned 3 chords on, that wasn't a failure. That was Music Theory 101. The website you gave up on, Intro to Web Dev. See, these are not half-finished projects. They are completed semesters in your own personal university. So, we end where we began, with a question. You now understand the specialist trap. You've designed your own M-shaped solution with 3 distinct pillars. The only thing left to do is act on it. So what will be your focus for the next 90-day season? Decide right now and start tomorrow.